that, of course, is a story for another day, and I'll see you, and we'll talk about that down the road. Welcome, wrestling fans. You got the show Bill Schuyler here at One Wrestling. WWE NXT review. Let's get down to it. First off, it's just you and me here, so let's kick off those shoes. Let's crack ourselves a cold one. Get in that favorite chair as we jump into the action that occurred down at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, the NXT arena. We opened up with Sami Zayn's music playing across the arena, the chants of the fans rising up for their hero Sami Zayn. And out came our champion, NXT very own Kevin Owens. We were shown a clip from Raw of Owens blindsiding of U.S. champion John Cena after his successful retention of the U.S. title against this past week's Open Invitational versus Zack Ryder. 2 weeks in a row, our NXT champion pop-up powerbombed arguably this generation's greatest pro wrestler John Cena, leaving him flat on his back, looking up at the lights. Kevin Owens is, in my opinion, the greatest heel in the wrestling business today. He is not the cowardly heel. He is not that anti-hero cool villain, but 100% pure, bad-ass heel. That means no mercy for his opponents. Not a soft spot for that opponent's children, their wife, their friends. No. Not a care in the world if the crowds cheer or boo him. He has total disdain for the fans and is only concerned in taking home his title and the winner's purse because he is a prize fighter. Taking home that winner's purse to take care of his wife and kids. And if that means he's got to bend the rules, break them, do whatever he's got to do to secure that win, well, I digress. He claims here tonight that he is a good man, that he warned everyone. He warned Sami Zayn that he was going to do to him exactly what he did, and that he allowed everybody that night to go home with a happy feeling. That feeling of having their special Samoa Joe moment, as people were saying that he was afraid of Samoa Joe, that he feared Samoa Joe, and he claimed here that that's not the case at all. He again was allowing the fans to have this special moment and not to sour it by destroying Joe in the ring in front of everyone and having them go home with that burned into their minds. At that point, GM William Regal came out to speak to Kevin Owens. Owens held him up, telling him that, look, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, that Sami Zayn was cleared to wrestle by William Regal, that he did not put his hands on the general manager until Regal grabbed him from behind. At that point, William Regal told him, you are absolutely correct. And that's the only reason why you still have a job here. They would go back and forth with a bit of banter, and then the music hit for Solomon Crowe, who came out and basically put forth his challenge, calling our champion, Kevin Owens, a coward deep down inside. And that's the reason why he doesn't defend his title every week or any chance that he gets, that he waits, because he knows somebody somewhere in that back locker room area is going to take that title from him. Kevin Owens does not cotton to being called a coward, as we have seen in the past. He basically William Regal, I'm game. You on? Regal says, you guys are making my night easy. The main event for tonight would be Solomon Crowe versus Kevin Owens in a non-title match here at Full Sail University. Now we have our first match of the evening, which was Bayley going up against Emma with Dana Brooke in her corner. This feud continues, and we had numerous near falls and back and forth action, with Emma taking the early lead, a lead that she barely left up on. Bayley having to deal not just with Emma, but with bad officiating, and of course Dana Brooke in the corner of evil Emma. Emma got the win via submission with a variation of the chancery. Both Dana and Emma took to post-bell assaulting of Bayley, putting the boots to her, taking her down, and working her over. Charlotte Flair's music hit. She ran down the ramp to the ring to assist her friend, but that would be to no avail, as Emma and Dana would take out Flair, leaving her laying out alongside of Bayley. We had a little vignette of Hideo Itami in the physical therapy room talking about the injury and the successful surgery so far of his shoulder, and that when he is healed up and ready to go, he will be returning to claim the NXT title from whoever the champion would be at that time, that he is owed that title shot and that he will be claiming it. Our second match of the night, we had a tag team match. The champions, Team Bam, Blake and Murphy, with the lovely Alexa Bliss in their corner, giving them an entire new look, a new outlook, a new feel for Team Bam. They would go up against Elias Sampson and Mike Rawls. There was no question here as to who was going to win this match, as Team Bam retained their titles via a suplex and a splash, with Alexa Bliss even stealing a sparkle splash of her own. The crowd here was solidly chanting for Enzo and Big Cass and Carmella. No one behind Team Bam, as this feud continues to grow, which is now turned into a feud not just including Blake and Murphy, Enzo and Cass, but also Carmella and Alexa Bliss. It's a summer feud that looks to have all the bells and whistles that you need to have a successful run here in NXT. We then had Ty Dillinger going up against the number one contender to the NXT title. It would not be the Demon tonight, but it would be Finn Balor nonetheless, and with or without the Demon, Finn Balor is one of the greatest professional wrestlers in the game, and he would definitely, in my opinion, and the opinion of everyone in this arena, take Ty Dillinger to school. And take him to school he did, making quick work of Ty Dillinger, striking the coup de grace for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Your winner, Finn Balor. We then had the main event. That's right, it was our NXT champion, Kevin Owens, in a non-title match versus Solomon Crowe, the former Sami Callihan. Solomon Crowe was unable to live up to the trash talk and the pumped up feeling of a successful title run he would get against the champion on the mic earlier in the night as Owens completely played cat and mouse with Solomon and just seemed unbeatable against Crowe's offense. Our NXT champion Kevin Owens defeated Crowe as easy as pie, and he was about to powerbomb him on the edge of the ring apron as Samoa Joe's music hit. The Samoan submission machine made a run down to the ring, getting in, and Kevin Owens ducked out. Again, not tonight, not putting one finger on Samoa Joe. And this is the way it needs to be, ladies and gentlemen. I know you are so used to having these guys jump on each other right away. This is old school. This is building up the momentum for a great match, for a magnificent feud where these guys do not touch until it's time for that particular match. My opinion, it will be at the next TakeOver event, but they could take this and drag this out for a long time. ECW fans recall Taz and Sabu went one whole calendar year in engaging in a war of words, but never laying a fist, a foot, so much as a shove for that entire year until that first pay-per-view. And that was a match that had fans literally salivating and going out of their minds for every time something would come where it looked like they were going to get into it. That, my friends, is part of ring psychology. That is part of booking and knowing what the fans really, really are craving to see. And we know that right now they are really craving to see one Samoa Joe go up against Kevin Owens. But the champ Kevin Owens has another opponent. He has someone else that he's already put hands to. And that is this upcoming Sunday night, depending on when you're watching this, the Elimination Chamber special event on the WWE Network. The first, actually second, as King of the Ring kind of filled that in, but the chamber match, the chamber event here is actually going to be their first non-pay pay-per-view appearing only on the WWE Network for $9.99. And with that you get everything and anything under the sun, WWE related, NXT related. If this is your first time hearing about NXT, if you haven't checked them out, obviously I'm going to urge you to get a hold of, go see the week's match and card that I just talked to you about. See the TakeOver Unstoppable that just occurred. Go back and watch TakeOvers all the way back to the beginning. Check out NXT as far back as you wish and like to go, where you can see so many superstars that are up on the main roster now, whether it be the WWE Champion Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt. The list goes on and on. NXT is the future. The future is now. NXT is on each and every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, on the WWE Network here in the United States, and I believe all of North America. NXT, of course, for our friends overseas, you're seeing it on television every week, and making a lot of fans jealous over here. But again, for the low, low price of $9.99. And no, I don't work for the WWE, but hey, I'm going to tell you like it is. For money like that, it's worth it to me to pay it each and every month to be able to watch the entire history of the WWE, of WCW, of ECW, and more events and special presentations that come forth each and every week, if not every day. Now with that, I want to give some shout outs, obviously, of course, to the man, the boss, Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. You can also follow him on YouTube at the Apter Chat. Fantastic interviews with superstars and powers that be throughout the wrestling universe. Bill Apter is the man, has been. He is the icon for many years, going way back to my childhood, as he was snapping pictures and doing what he had to do for the wrestling magazines, The Observer, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and the like. I want to give a shout out to my Can-Am Wrestling partners. That's right, Andre_Corbeil, who also is our Impact Wrestling correspondent. Everything and anything to do with total non-stop action, Impact. Andre_Corbeil is your man, your source for the legit news, not the dirt sheets, not the innuendos, the facts. Big Ray of Big Ray's show, also the guy that you want to look to for previews and reviews of pay-per-views hitting each and every month. And my tag team partner at Hustle and Show Goes Old School. That's right, Billy Ray Valentine at Billy Ray Hustle, who also is the Raw correspondent, giving you the rundown on Raw each and every week. We have some upcoming guests, which we like to keep under the wraps until it is definite, but anybody that we have as a guest on the Hustle and Show Goes Old School is going to be worth your time and to give you a piece of history, some lessons, if you will, about pro wrestling from as soon as this morning to as far back as 40 years ago or more. With that, again, I am the show. You can follow me on Twitter at YouGotTheShow. I'll hit you back. I tweet back and forth with you. Instant message me. I will get with you. Let me know what you want to hear about. If there's something that I missed, if there's something that you feel needs to be talked about here on NXT Review, let the show know, and I will be glad to put that out there and even give you a shout out if it calls for it, because I'm all about taking care of you guys out there. Feel free, if you would. It helps out in all kinds of ways. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. If you're on there, Twitter and Facebook, feel free to retweet and like. Share the review here. Share the Can-Am Wrestling Show. Share our Raw reviews. Share the Apter Chat. Be part of OneWrestling.com, the premier pro wrestling source. Only the real news, not the scuttlebutt, not rumors, not maybes, not pasting the dirt sheets over onto their news broadcast for the day, but only the best, only the real deal. With that, I am the show, Bill Schuyler, and I will see you down the road.